Even though kayaking is a very safe and enjoyable activity, every year there are a number of accidents that could have been prevented. In this section, we will talk about a number of important safety issues. The main objective of these videos is to help new paddlers enjoy kayaking in a safe manner. Statistics tell us that the best way to make you safe is to convince you to wear a PFD. You are much more likely to wear your PFD if it is comfortable. As with all things kayaking, what is comfortable depends upon the paddler and the boat.
There are many things that you need to consider before each paddle. It is recommended that you start by paddling in the least challenging environment you can find. You can gradually increase the level of challenges that you are willing to take on. Take advantage of any opportunities you have to paddle with paddlers with more skill and experience. Being in a group increases safety in a number of ways and is a great way to improve your skills. Some of the things you need to learn to deal with are wind, waves, currents, and boat traffic. As with any other outdoor activity, we need to be aware of the weather. Some areas of concern are heat stroke and dehydration. Other than hot summer days, we need to be concerned about low temperatures. We need to worry about the temperature of both the air and the water. If you are venturing into cold water, you need to acquire some appropriate cold water gear, such as wetsuits or dry suits. Kayakers are famous for our stylish neoprene clothing that keeps us warm while we paddle and protects us if we end up in the water. Remember, even your PFD will help keep you warm. One of the main challenges of paddling in wind is controlling the boat in the waves. As a beginner, you need to confine your activities to relatively flat water and calm conditions. In larger bodies of water, paddling in wind and waves can pose a challenge. In rivers, white water and strong currents should be avoided. More advanced training is available for both. Many of the areas we like to paddle in are also popular with power boaters. If you are traveling in the same direction as a boating channel, you should stay to one side of it. If you need to cross a channel, wait for an opening and paddle directly across it. If you are with others, you should all cross at the same time. This increases your visibility. You should have an idea of where you will be paddling and when you are expected back. Share this information with someone who is not going with you so they can report you missing if you are not back on time. Be sure to let them know when you are back or if you are delayed for any reason. Some of the things that you may consider taking with you before paddling are water and snacks, navigation equipment, repair kit, dry clothing and rain gear, some type of ID, and money or a credit card.
You do not want to be on the water during a thunderstorm. Remember, a storm can pop up on almost any summer day. Although we have a great deal of respect for private property and environmentally sensitive areas, the need to get off the water in a storm is much more important. The general rule is that you should not go back on the water until a half hour after the last thunder has been heard. While you should check the standard and marine forecast before paddling, you should also trust your own observations. If conditions are not as you expected, do not be afraid to reevaluate your plans. Even in sheltered conditions, we may encounter motorboats. This is generally not a problem. Keep your hips loose and let the kayak ride over the waves while you keep your body upright. Turning your boats into the waves also helps. No matter how good a paddler you are, you may still find yourself tipping over. This can be a very frightening experience, even if you are a strong swimmer. Getting out of the boat while it is upside down is called a wet exit. As long as you are wearing your PFD and do not have a tight spray skirt on, you should not have a lot of difficulty getting out of the boat. It is very possible that you will just simply fall out of the boat as you tip over. If you end up upside down inside the kayak, you can use your hands to push up on the coaming just as you normally would when getting out. Then push yourself back towards the stern of the kayak, bringing your legs out of the boat. Try to keep at least one hand on the coaming as you come up. This is a good thing to practice in a safe place with an assistant standing by. After a wet exit, swim to the bow of your boat and tow it to shore. Once in shallow water, you can lift the bow of the boat to empty the water. This is where having buoyancy is very important. If your boat does not have buoyancy, you may add airbags. If you are using a spray skirt, make sure it is not difficult to take off. This can be dangerous if you end up tipping over. Before you use a spray skirt, you need to acquire certain skills and practice doing a wet exit. As we have said, paddling in a group increases your safety. There are many skills that can be acquired to help others and increase the safety of the group. Techniques such as kayak over kayak rescue can be used to retrieve a swamped or overturned boat and help the paddler re-enter the kayak.
In this section, we have covered safe paddling practices. Before heading out on the water, make sure to know the area you will be paddling, be prepared to get wet and know what to do, know your capabilities and do not exceed them. We hope that this video series has been a useful and informative introduction to a safe kayaking experience.
The Ontario Recreational Canoeing and Kayaking Association is the provincially recognized provider of recreational canoeing and kayaking programs and instruction, helping the people of Ontario become safer and knowledgeable recreational paddlers.